Hello everyone, welcome back to Triton Cup. We are in our grand finals. It's going to be RR versus Please Forfeit, our winners of our losers bracket. And once again, it is I, Mad Gamer II, joined by Bio.
Hello, and yeah, as my partner here said, we are going to be delivering grand finals to all of you on a silver platter, beginning here on Splat Zone's Inkblot Art Academy. RR and Please Forfeit is going to be definitely a very close match, with both teams having some really good games against notable teams. That is going to make it very difficult to really predict an outcome here. But regardless, let's give it a crack. What do you think we're going to be seeing here, Iman?
Well, from what we saw with the finals match before, where it's ASC Tenchi versus RNR, RNR tends to run a pretty similar comp to ASC Tenchi. You know, we got the double splash machine, I think a stamper as well.
Definitely.
But on the other side, Please Forfeit running a very unconventional comp, absolutely no splash, going for the Wiper, E-Leader, Pry, and Junior combo. I am incredibly curious to see because it did play out incredibly well against ASC Tenchi.
Definitely, and honestly, I think the Splatana matchup between Zenith and one of the players on RR is going to be very interesting, as Stamper has definitely been seeing a bit of a decline in favor of Wiper with Zenith to be playing. But wow, and as you already said, this is grand final, so definitely the stakes are real high for this one. As we go into game one here on Inkblot Art Academy, same composition for Please Forfeit, while RR coming out with a double splash machine stamper, which we saw quite a little bit ago in winners finals. Definitely a bit more conventional compared to Please Forfeits, but definitely very exploitable nonetheless.
We're going to see some first blood on the side of that stamper there, and now we're seeing Yoshel set up in the middle, at least for a couple seconds. In the crowd says otherwise, but yeah, the Charger, if they're able to set up in the mid on Inkblot, you know, that, and once again, they just have a lot of space they can work with, and now that's going to be two more on the side of R&R down.
For sure, and it's already, you know, this is what I was saying, you know, even though it wasn't a quick team fight win, it was elongated, and that gave Please Forfeit time to just hold his own, and they're already at 47 points. It's 2 down on the side of Please Forfeit. With Flies, you were going for a very aggressive play. That's 3 down. It's only the Wiper alive, and that's a wipeout on the side of Please Forfeit, with R&R managing to get a push back into zone and establish some ground.
Now we're seeing R&R setting up on the plat there. It's taking a little, they're still coming out of spawn, so it's going to take a little bit to get back in, but yeah, they're going to get some nice picks with the Stamper. And this is what we were seeing against ASC Tenchi earlier. The Stamper just absolutely going ham inside the enemy base. We've seen another pick. Now they're going to be going for the E-Leader to finish them off, but they're just able to jump out on time. And this is the danger of Inkblot Art Academy. Once they set up on your plat, you gotta get them out, or you're going to risk losing points to the zone.
For sure, and the points are ticking down here quickly for RR, but Zen coming in and clutch. Two down with the stamp. Can he get a third? Not quite. Gets shut down by the stamper, but the damage has been done, and RR is going to be getting their zone flipped. Aloha pushing up very, very aggressively here with the Tri-Slosher. Gets shut down by the machine, however, which then in turn gets shut down by the Wiper, with that being a delayed wipeout on the side of RR. Please Forfeit pushing up very, very aggressively, but before they can set up some good pressure, they have to deal with this Stamper, who has already gotten a pick on the Junior. It can make it very difficult for Please Forfeit to actually move forward with confidence while they have a Slayer in their backline.
Now they did lose the fight to the Wiper, and they almost, oh man, R&R almost was able to get the zone back, but not quite able to. They won a couple of the fights, but not enough. So now it's going to be the lead swap to Please Forfeit, and with only 15 points remaining in a single splash, I suspect it's going to be a KO.
Yeah, definitely a crab behind, trying to buy some time for their team, but it's not enough, and Please Forfeit take the first game with a knockout. Definitely very close. Some great plays coming out from RR, but Please Forfeit just managing to win those last few team fights that are so crucial for a knockout on these maps.
And we saw at the end there, it was getting kind of scrappy. The Stamper was staying alive, staying in mid just to try to kind of distract them. But again, after even the double kill, they lost to the Wiper, and whatever was left of Please Forfeit kept control of the zone, and that is the other danger of zones. Like, even if you're winning your fights, you still gotta go for objective because it's just ticking away in the background.
For sure, and yeah, it's just Splat Zone is so volatile. It just the lead switches with the flip of a switch, and you have to make sure that you get those solid pushes, which we saw our struggle to do when basically the entire game wasn't really defined team fights that much. It was just one long skirmish around the map with flanks happening all the time with QR weapons on both sides. But we just saw Please Forfeit play that playstyle just a little bit better than RR. We are waiting for the counter break here, but again, what do you think RR needs here to bring back some momentum to their side?
I think it's going to be coming down to the map choice, because I don't think either of these teams are going to be changing up their comp. If they haven't already, they're probably going to stick with it, but Hammerhead coming out from R&R against Forfeit with their E-leader. They must have a secret plan. They must have something up their sleeve.
They have to be switching their compositions. I mean, sure, double splash Stamper machine is definitely like it's viable, but against an E-leader and an E-leader as capable as Yoshao, I'm not sure if that's the best idea. Well, we've seen what the double splash can do against E-leader comps, but I think this map is so strong for that charger. It's going to make it very difficult for RR to take advantage of some of the resources that they have at hand when they're just always being walled out by the leader's enormous range.
And Please Forfeit has already shown that they are incredibly dominant on this against ASC Tenchi, because it was a map that came up in the losers finals. So seeing it again here, and not of their own counter pick, I am incredibly curious to see what R&R is going to be bringing out. Like, if they don't have a comp change, then they have something else in mind.
For sure. Now we're going into game 2, Splat Zone's Hammerhead Bridge. Now, like we said, if RR counterpick this, they have to have something. Same composition coming out from Please Forfeit. Not a surprise there. And RR going with the same comp. Okay, I'm not sure that's the best play, but if they can stagger these double crabs to move, if they can stagger that double crab, that booyah, that zipcaster from the Stamper, if they can do it correctly to move the E-leader basically the entire match, this may be enough. Once the Stamper playing off of the left side, trying to get some picks, do manage to get the pick on the Tri-Slosher, opening up some space for RR to slowly start moving forward with that zipcaster and that crab, and that's just a slaughter in Please Forfeit's base as RR start getting some space, and they're pushing up very aggressively. That is so important to do on this map. And really, all the zones maps, you need to push very far ahead of zone, so that even if you lose the team fight, you still have to commit resources and go all the way to the zone. But Please Forfeit not really having to do that much. They still have 2 specials online, with a hammer being popped from Zenith, making a lot of space on zone, especially with that follow-up big bubbler. But regardless, it's still not enough. Please Forfeit 2 down. RR only having 1 down, but the E-leader just finding yet another pick to even it out. Junior playing off of the right side here, trying to flip zone, but getting pressured by some of the Slayers, and this is the problem that we were seeing last match. It's just one long skirmish, and without Please Forfeit being able to switch to flip the zone in their favor, which makes it very difficult for Please Forfeit to actually keep RR's momentum from making a dent in their points.
They are finally able to get the 3 down, though, and this is the position they were in last time when they were able to get the KO, but R&R nipping it at the bud, not letting them set up at all. They're already back in with 2 members down for Please Forfeit, and the zone flipped. That's a full wipeout. Now this is going to be R&R's chance to get in the position they want, because with the E-Later, they're strongest in the mid area. They're strongest when the other team is in the mid area, but when they're pushed up like this, they're going to have to rely on specials and their mace to be able to push them out, and this is not going to happen for a good while.
No, we just see this crab just holding the same position, same secondary fire to move that E-Leader, and actually the Zipcaster going incredibly deep, trying to find some picks, and they do find a crucial kill on the Tri-Slosher, and the Stamper is still behind them. That's 3 down on the side of Please Forfeit. R and R are trying to find the last kill. They do. It is only the Tri-Slosher coming back from spawn, gets quickly picked by the machine, and that is GG's. That is going to be a counter knockout on the side of RR, and we apologize that this counter pick ended up working. I was very, very skeptical due to Please Forfeit's E-Leader, but clearly RR have practiced for this, and they were ready to make it work.
Absolutely, like they played that so well. And I think that is the other aspect of Hammerhead that kind of gets swept under the rug. Like, it is incredibly strong for the E-Leader when there's a team fight in mid. But the other aspect of Hammerhead is it is also so long, so narrow, and there's no way to get around it. If the team is pushed up to your spawn, you're just kind of stuck there until you could brute force your way through. And with the, which is how well they're able to play there, R&R did not allow that to happen.
For sure. And now we're seeing both teams go on to Splat Zone's Manta Maria. Game 3. 1-1 on the board right now. Very, very close games. Now, Zone's Manta, we have seen this before, just a few sets back. What do you think, which team do you think is going to be favored on this map, based on what we've seen?
See, that is tough, because, you know, technically, Please Forfeit won this against ASC Tenchi. However, ASC Tenchi held them back for so long. Like, they had such a good lead, almost down to 30, I believe. It just, like, a misplay at the end there that allowed Please Forfeit to bring it back. And with what we saw from that last match, I feel like R&R is going to have the upper hand on here if they're able to kind of replicate what ASC Tenchi fought up against Please Forfeit, but then just perfect it a little bit better.
For sure. And yeah, I think it may be in favor of our contrary to Please Forfeit, just because of the fact that they have that double crab, they have that double splash, which gives you so many things to do on top of those grays. Can you imagine sitting up a crab tank on top of those grays, just how much space it denies? It's very difficult for then Please Forfeit to get in a good position to break it or move away from it, just because of A, the positioning, and B, how much space it makes. Well, guys, we're now going to game 3 here, Manta Maria Splat Zones, and well, this is heating up, folks. 1-1 on the board. These two teams are neck and neck right now. Same composition coming out from Please Forfeit, with RR switching it up. No double splash, going for the 52 gal. Definitely trading some supportive potential with that crab tank and burst bomb for some more front line pressure to pair with the Stamper, I'm guessing.
It's kind of...
Sorry, the Tri-Slosher on top, looking for a pick, but not quite. That's 2 down the side of RR. Please Forfeit, doing a great job of making some space. And, well, this is not looking pretty for RR right now.
But they get the nice pick on the E-Leader and the Junior, so that's going to be their anchor and support out of commission, as well as their wiper. So now it's just the Tri-Slosher having to back up. So they finally have to take him out, but they have a lot of paint now. You know, I was just going to say the 52 is kind of reminiscent of the 96 we saw ASC Tenchi bringing out. Just a little bit less range, still the splash ball and killing potential, but now the wiper Zenith coming in, getting the triple, just the stamp remaining, and they're going to be back in control.
Wow, great play from Zenith coming out there with that triple to save the day. And really pushing up very, very aggressively, getting is forced to back away from the 52, but it is still a great position to have, but it gets shut down by the 90 hitbox from the crab tank. Makes it very, very difficult for dive weapons such as Wiper to actually push forward comfortably.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now Please Forfeit does have a little bit of a lead here, but once again, R&R bringing it back, putting in the aggression and taking down one member after the other. It's going to be another 3 down with just a try remaining. They're going to... I'm not sure where... Oh, the try's coming out from the spawn, so they have a lot of room to just set up and just start locking them out. This is the position we saw ASC Tenchi in before when they had such a solid lead. We'll have to see if Please Forfeit is able to break out again, or if they're going to be just indefinitely locked out here.
5-0 with a 52. Misses the Squid Surge. Very unfortunate, but gonna make up for it. Gets a pick on the Tri-Slosher. Is there behind Please Forfeit right now. Pressures the E-leader. Doesn't manage to get the pick, but is holding a very forward position in Please Forfeit's street of denying them a very important defensive position that you sometimes need to push back in on this map. Are getting a trade. The Stamper for the Tri-Slosher. The Wiper going down. That is now a 3v2 situation. 3v1. It's only the leader left on the side of Please Forfeit. Points are ticking down quickly for RR. This is reaching knockout position. If Please Forfeit can't find something right now, this may be the end. It is a 3v3. That 52 finally goes down, but at what cost? They lose their main back. Double kill from Zenith. That might have just saved the day if they can manage to flip the other zone. Not quite, but they are trying to hold it. If this 3-bomb can flip it, it might be enough to get the KO. Just paint. And they do. That is a very close knockout on the side of RR. What a nail biter of a game.
That was a double clutch right there. Like, first we had the triple with the Wiper coming out and getting the 2 picks with the hammer, but then the last one, the machine staying alive to not only keep the zone from flipping, but they provided jumps for their mates and took out the Wiper. With that, they were able to get the KO, and now they are on match point.
Definitely, but not only that, I think the real MVP here is the 52. Did you see how they were able to draw so much attention in Please Forfeit's backline? They were just staying alive for so long, just taking so many resources, so much attention, consistently getting picks, and just not allowing Please Forfeit to push forward with confidence, since they were always being aware of this mobile tank behind them that could quickly mow them down at any given notice.
Absolutely. Manta tends to favor the backline, so having a splash wall and such good killing potential with your main weapon, they were able to get in there and do a lot of damage and weren't quite as pressured out by the E-leader or even the junior as some of the other weapons were. So just, as you said, be able to draw attention, be able to stay alive for so long away from the zone, just took away so much time for them.
Definitely, but regardless, we are now going to Splat Zones on Hagglefish Market. Game 4 here. Do you think, I mean, we've been in this exact same situation with Please Forfeit. Do you think their leader will have a big advantage here?
That's a tough one. Like, again, they won this last time against ASC Tenchi, but it's like R&R's proven that they've been able to take what was thrown at them by Please Forfeit and just able to throw it right back with a vengeance. So, like, yes, I think Please Forfeit has a solid chance of bringing this back, but R&R is just slowly gaining momentum.
And no comp changes on the side of Please Forfeit, with RR going back to their tried and true double splash composition, and a quick kill on the Wiper from Cam on the machine, but it is evened out by the Stamper overextending a little bit. Yoshel getting yet another pick on the Crab Tank, and I believe that will be zone for Please Forfeit.
Please Forfeit taking the zone, getting the first points of the game, but they haven't completely fleshed out R&R just yet. There's a lot of them grouped up with an Inkjet on their tail, so they possibly could see some picks coming out, and we do see one, but the Booyah Bomb comes out in response, and the Wiper goes down. There's still going to be 2 members down for R&R, so they're not quite have enough manpower to get the zone back, and that's going to be another member down. Please Forfeit is, they're getting the momentum they need to lock them out.
Definitely. Did you see? And just the leaders, we are seeing the leader finally being able to find an answer to our special spam, getting consistent picks on the Crab Tank and the members that are not in Crab Tank. That's 2 down on the side of RR. Please Forfeit still 3 up strong. Gets Zenith pushing up very aggressively. Gets a pick on the Stamper. this is reaching very critical levels of points, only all the way down to 30. And that is a great hammer throw to get a pick on the machine. That is a crucial pick that Please Forfeit needed to hold this. If they manage to live this crab and keep the zone yellow, they might just be able to knock this out. Another crab coming out on the side of R&R. It is not quite enough. Please Forfeit is going to be losing the zone here, but it is looking very dangerous for RR.
Yeah, this is what Please Forfeit had done incredibly well before. You know, even though they even lose a couple of 1v1s, lose a couple of picks, they're so good at maintaining the zone, maintaining objective, and that even with the few remaining members they have, they just have such a good defensive posture that R&R doesn't really have a good way to get in and keep control of the mid area.
For sure, and once again we see RR on the back foot. Please Forfeit managing to hold it. That is a hot shot at the crab. The crab must be very low on HP, not really able to get a lot of value. Put that at 90. That might have just saved. That might have just saved their push, and that is 3 on the side of Please Forfeit. Only the leader alive. That crucial pick on the junior was great for giving RR some space, but that's just shut down. Like, the leader gets a pick, and what can you do? Just so far away. That's 2 down on the side of RR. Please Forfeit pushing, taking that leader pick and running with it. His hammer just barely missed the crab, but does manage to break it. RR just trying to farm specials fast enough to get a little bit of forward space and build some momentum for them to finally push in front of zone, which they're really struggling to do with that leader on the side of Please Forfeit.
Indeed, you know, it's like what we're seeing with these two comps. We have R&R with their like very water-like play style versus the Rock that is the E-leader with Please Forfeit. The Rock is gonna win unless we have significant amount of water pressure coming out from R&R, and just they're not able to stay alive long enough to build that pressure. They have, like, again, a lot of good picks, a lot of wipeouts, but just not enough to like play the objective. We're seeing they're getting some picks in, they're getting them paint out, but they're losing them members in the process. We're gonna have to see if they're able to bring it out this time as we get into this last minute.
Definitely some picks coming out from the crowd on the side of RR, and I'm not sure if that push from Zenith was worth it. And in the last minute, RR are actually getting a very forward position. They have no penalty. They can just hold this, they can stall this out, and they might be able to even get the lead or even knock out. Cam playing very aggressively underneath that tent, trying to find some chip damage, get a pick on the wiper. I'm not sure if that was a good idea to push that far forward. Aloha trying to make that jet work. He doesn't quite get the pick, and the points are taking quickly for RR, down to 15, 14, 13, 2 down on the side of Please Forfeit. There, that's 2 down. They get lead. All they have to do is paint, and that is game for RR. Incredible comeback in the last minute. Wow, that was definitely something.
That was huge. Like, I think R&R was able to find their footing in the last couple of minutes, find their footing when it counted, for that matter. You know, we saw the double pick on the wiper, like 2 in a row. With a junior and a E-leader, you know, you have such a solid defense, but you put a lot of you just put a lot on your frontliners to go in and get the picks when you're trying to get back to zone, and taking out the wiper twice in a row, denying them any sort of access to the middle area. Like, that just killed their momentum.
Yeah, and just like that, folks, we have your Triton Cup champions. RR taking it all the way to the finish, and finally ending up triumphant over Please Forfeit. What a grand finals set.
Indeed, you know, we saw the comeback from Please Forfeit from the loser bracket, but they just weren't quite able to cut it, going against the winners, the winners bracket winners, R&R, and they are going to be our grand champions of this entire tournament. That was a lot of fun. That was such good matches, so many close games, and it's just the unusual comps, man. That what you can't ask for more. You just can't ask for more.
For sure. It was I had a great time casting this. Thank you so much. So tell me, Ahmad, where can we find you now that we have had our share of the in the spotlight?
Well, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, sometimes in the queue. And you can also find me at Low Tide City in next week. It's going to be a fantastic time. I am just so into all the Splatoon content. But yes, where can the good people find you, Bio?
Well, unfortunately, you will not be able to find me at Low Tide City, unfortunately, but you can find me on Twitter at bio__29. And as I had a great time casting here with you, Ahmad, and I hope all of you viewers had a great time seeing this iconic double elimination tournament. And again, hats off to R&R for taking the tournament for themselves. We hope you had a great time, and we will see you next time.
Indeed. Thank you for hanging out, and shout out to our streamer too. Can't forget our good streamer who's been here